Hello everyone, Neorashi here. It is time for, it's the time of the month, last day of the month, so as usual I'm going to show you my collection. This time I have 1,190 books, so about 37 I think. I got about 37 books this month, not this week. So yeah, I'm gonna start with a light novel, and then we'll see. I have 5 bookcases to show. So let's start with Little Witch Academia, The Nonsensical Witch and the Country of the Fairies. Only 1 volume, I've read it. Wandering Witch, The Journey of Alina, volume 1 through 9. I've read up to volume 5, and I'm starting to wonder when 10 is out. Maybe it's already out. I'm gonna have to check. Adachi and Shimamura, volume 1 through 10. I've read officially up to volume 7, unofficially up to volume 9, and I did read volume 10 with the reading team at the Adachi and Shimamura Discord channel, Discord server. My Friend's Little Sister Has It In For Me, volume 1 through 5, I've read up to volume 3. The Saint's Magic Power Is Omnipotent, volume 1 through 7, I've read up to volume 2. Bofuri, I Don't Want to Get Hurt, so I'll max out my defense, volume 1 through 7, I've read up to volume 3. I'm in Love with a Villainess, volume 1 through 5. I've read up to volume 2. By the way, this is the entire collection. I know there's a spin-off, but this is the entire, main collection. Of the main series, I mean. Higehiro. After being rejected, I shaved and took in A High School Runaway, volume 1 and 2. I've read volume 1. I Want to Heal Your Pancreas, only 1 volume, I've read it. The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten, volume 1 through 5, I've read up to volume 3, and fun fact, this is actually a series that I showed to one of my co-worker, and she really likes it so far. She actually bought volume 1 and 3. I gave her my old copy of volume 2, which was slightly damaged. I gave it to her for free and got volume 1 and 3. The Executioner and Her Way of Life, volume 1 through 5, I've read up to volume 2. Roll Over and Die, I Will Fight for an Ordinary Life with My Love and Cursed Sword, volume 1 through 3 and 4, I've read up to volume 2. I Fell in Love with a Soapland Girl, volume 1, 2 and 3, I've read up to volume 2. Next is Banished from the Hero's Party, I Decided to Live a Quiet Life in the Countryside, volume 1 through 7. I've read up to volume 2. Kuma 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 Bear, volume 1 through 12, including volume 11.5. And I'm supposed to get volume 13 this week, but it's gonna be past today. So yeah, you're only gonna see it on the next video, but yeah, I've read up to volume 4. Blooming to You regarding Saiki Sayaka, volume 1, 2 and 3, the entire collection, I've read all 3 of them. In the Land of Leedale, volume 1 through 7, I've read up to volume 2. Okay, so my room isn't that much of a mess compared to the other time, but yeah, still. Alright. Doomsday with My Dog, volume 1, I haven't touched it yet. Living Room Matsunaga-san, volume 1 through 11, the entire collection, I've read up to volume 6. Girl's Last Door, volume 1 through 6, the entire collection, I've read up to volume 5. A Whisker Away, volume 1, 2 and 3, the entire collection, I've read up to volume 2. Plongée dans la Nuit, volume 1, 2 and 3, I believe this is the entire collection, I haven't touched it yet. Saotome Love and Boxing, volume 1 through 9, I've read up to volume 2. The manga version of The Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess and the Genius Young Lady, Volume 1, 2, and 3. I've read up to Volume... I've only read Volume 1. Superwoman in Love, Honey Trap and Rapid Rabbit, Volume 1 through 4. I've read all 4 of them. Mint Chocolate, Volume 1 through 6. I've read up to Volume 2. In the Land of Leadale, Volume 1 and 2. I've only read Volume 1. Banished from the Heroes Party, I decided to live a quiet life in the countryside. Volume 1, 2, and 3. I haven't touched the series yet. Hello Melancholique, Volume 1, 2, and 3. I've only read Volume 1. Outer Kind of Receive, Volume 1 through 10, the entire collection. I'm still stuck at Volume 4. The two of them are pretty much like this, Volume 1 and 2. I've read only Volume 1. Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible, Volume 1 through 5. I've read up to Volume 4. Studio Apartment, Good Lightning, Angel Included, Volume 1. I've read it. Crap. I read the title for this earlier today, and I still don't remember it, but No More Comme Début, Volume 1. I've actually read it. Pseudo Aram, Volume 1. I've read it as well. Dreamin' Sun. This is a French manga, despite the English name. Volume 1. I haven't touched it yet. Witch Watch, Volume 1 and 2, I've read Volume 1. Girlfriend, Volume 1 through 4, I've read up to Volume 2. Mordu de Toi, Volume 1, 2, and 3, I've read Volume 1. Lovely Loveless Romance, Volume 1, 2, and 3, I've read Volume 1. Insomniacs After School, Volume 1 through 7. I've read all 7 of them. Next is Spring Yearning. This is a hentai, so I'm definitely not gonna show you the cover, and I haven't read it yet, actually. Well, I did read one of the stories, but that's it. This is a like an anthology, but I believe they're all made by the same person. Happy Kaneko Scare Live, Volume 1 through 6. I've read up to Volume 5. The light novel version of The Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess and Genius Young Lady, Volume 1, 2, and 3. I've read Volume 1. I actually read Volume 1 today. Well, I finished it today. The Alchemist Who Survived Now Dreams of a Quiet City Life, Volume 1 through 6. The entire collection. I've read Volume 1. Next is a couple of new manga, I believe, at least. Honey, Lemon Soda, Volume 1. I've read it. A Condition Called Love, Volume 1, I've also read it. Sakurai-san Wants to Be Noticed, Volume 1, 2, and 3, I've read up to Volume 2. The Summer You Were There, Volume 1 and 2, I've read both. Alright. Next is a bunch of collector box. Silent Voice, the entire collection, Volume 1 through 7, I've read up to Volume 4. The Quintessential Quintuplet, Volume 1 through 14, there's actually 2 boxes. I've read up to Volume 4. Cells at Work, Volume 1 through 6, I've read Volume 1. Wotakoi, Love is Hard for Taku, Volume 1 through 11. The first 5 are actually double-sized volume, and Volume 6 is actually only 1 volume, that's why it's much thinner. I haven't touched it yet. Next is I Love You So Much I Hate You, there's only 1 volume, I've read it. Sorry for My Familiar, Volume 1 through 10, I've read Volume 1, 2, and 3. Gal Gohan, Volume 1 through 10, the entire collection, I've read up to Volume 4. 5 Seconds Before a Witch Falls in Love, there's only 1 volume, I've read it. My Dress Up Darling, Volume 1 through 7, I've read up to Volume 2. Chasing After Aoi Koshiba, Volume 1 and 2 and 3, but Volume 1 and 2 are the 2 volumes I've read so far. Sweet Blue Flowers, Volume 1 through 8, these are all double-sized books. I've read only Volume 1 and 2. Well, basically the first book. Next is Secret of the Magical Stones, Volume 1, 2, and 3. I believe this is the entire collection. I haven't touched it yet. My Neighbor Seki, Volume 1 through 10. I've read up to Volume... I'm actually not sure if I read Volume 3. I know I read up to Volume 2 at least. I'm just gonna look at a couple pages of Volume 3 just to make sure. Oh yeah, I actually did read Volume 3, so yeah, Volume 1, 2, and 3. Oh, and now... It's easy to take them out with one hand, but hard to put them back in. Nico no Etaro no Shion-san, Volume 1 through 9, the entire collection. I've read up to Volume 5. Black and White, Tough Love at the Office, Volume 1. I haven't touched it yet. Next is Super Cub, Volume 1 and 2. I've read only Volume 1. Young Ladies Don't Play Fighting Games, Volume 1 through 4. I've read up to Volume 2. Sweetness and Lightning, Volume 1. I haven't touched it yet. My Boy in Blue, Volume 1 through 12. I've read up to Volume 3. Or 4, I'm not 100% sure. I'll be honest. I Married My Best Friend to Shut My Parents Up. I haven't touched it yet. The Voynich Hotel, I've only read Volume 1 in French, but these are the full collection in English. Magic Artisan Dahlia Wilts No More, Volume 1, 2, and 3, I've read Volume 1. Adachi Shimamura, Volume 1 through 4, I've read up to Volume 2. Fly Me to the Moon, Volume 1 through 15, I've read up to Volume 13. Luminous Blue, Volume 1 and 2, the entire collection, I've read both of them. Frieren, Beyond Journey's End, Volume 1 through 7, I've read up to Volume 4. Vampire Dormitory, Volume 1 through 9, I've read up to Volume 5. Lovesick Ellie, Volume 1 through 7, I've read up to Volume 3. Next is Whisper Me a Love Song, Volume 1 through 6, I've read up to Volume 4. Perfect World, Volume 1 through 12, the entire collection, I've read up to Volume 5. Next is Beauty and Beast Girl, Volume 1. There's only one volume actually, but you can watch the rest of the story online, but I've read it. Hana no Breath of Flowers, Volume 1 and 2, both, entire collection, I've read both. Une si belle couleur, Volume 1 and 2, I haven't touched it yet. Secret Girlfriends, Volume 1 and 2, I haven't touched it yet, but I did read the unofficial translation. Octave, Volume 1 through 6, the entire collection, I've read Volume 1 and 2. Flowers for Vincent, Volume 1, I haven't touched it yet. I got caught in a hero summon, but the other world was at peace, Volume 1 through 5, I've read Volume 1. Cheeky Brad, Volume 1 through 5, I've read up to Volume 2. Love in Hell, Volume 1, 2, and 3, I haven't touched it yet, actually. Kaguya-sama, Love is War, Volume 1 through 24, sorry. Volume 1 through 24, I've read up to Volume 18, or maybe 19, I'm not 100% sure. I think it's 18. We Never Learned, Volume 1 through 21, the entire collection, I've read up to Volume 16. Come You Can Communicate, Volume 1 through 23, I've read up to Volume 18. We're about halfway done. Okay. Wow, I'm getting out of breath. I'm just moving around my own room. Okay. My Dear Friend Nokotan, Volume 1 and 2, I've read both. Buffer, I Don't Want to Get Hurt, so I'll max out my defense, Volume 1 through 5, I've read up to Volume 1. Paradise Residence, Volume 0 through 3, the entire collection, I've read Volume 0 and 1, this book. Otherworldly Izakaya Nobu, Volume 1 through 10, I've read up to Volume 7. Our Summer Love, there's only one volume, I've read it. No Matter What You Say, Fure-san is Scary, Volume 1 through 4, I've read up to Volume 3. En attendant lundi, Volume 1 and 2, the entire collection, I've read Volume 1. Itomi-chan is Shy with Stranger, Volume 1 through 5, I've read all 5 of them. Mokola Kitten Gamers, Volume 1 through 4, I've read Volume 1. Crossing the Mountain, Volume 1, 2, and 3, I've read Volume 1 and 2. Country Girl, Alice in the Country of the Three-Sided Mirror, Volume 1 and 2, an entire collection, I've read Volume 1. My special one, this is another of my newer series, Volume 1, I've read it. Pompo the Cinephile, Volume 1 and 2, I've read both. And I'm finally getting Volume 3 sometime next week. No Différence Enlacée, Volume 1, 2, and 3, I've read Volume 1. Donut Under a Crescent Moon, Volume 1 through 3, I've read Volume 1. Ozaki-chan Wants to Hang Out, Volume 1 through 8, I've read up to Volume 7. The Girl with the Sanpaku Eye, Volume 1, 2, and 3, I've read all 3 of them. Adabana, Volume 1, 2, and 3, the entire collection, I haven't touched it yet. And probably will not for a while again. Still. Inamatsuri, Volume 1 through 17, I've read up to Volume 11. Or 10, not 100% sure. I think it's 11. Moving forward, Volume 1 through 11, the entire collection, I've read up to Volume 3. Tomo-chan is a Girl, Volume 1 through 8, the entire collection, I've read all 8 of them. The Tale of the Outcast, Volume 1 through 4, I've read up to Volume 3. Volume 1 through 6, sorry, but I did read up to Volume 3. The Ideal Spongeli, Volume 1 through 10, I've read up to Volume 2. Kindred Spirit, the complete Kindred Spirit on the Roof, complete collection, Volume 1 and 2, I've read it. The Girl I Want Is So Handsome, Volume 1 and 2, I haven't touched it yet. And this goes for this one as well. The whole humanity has gone Yuri except for me. And Count Fujiwara's Suffering, I haven't touched it yet. This one has 3 volumes included. Next, Manga Record, Puella Magi Madoka Magica Side Story, Volume 1 through 5, I've only read Volume 1. How Chan Can Study, Volume 1 and 2, I haven't touched it yet. Agent of My Heart, Volume 1 through 4, the entire collection, I haven't touched it yet. Daily Report About My Witch Senpai, Volume 1 and 2, I've read both. Gabriel Dropout, Volume 1 through 11, I've read up to Volume, I think 10. I don't think I've read 11 yet. Next is I Can't Believe I Slept With You, Volume 1, 2, and 3, the entire collection, I've read up to Volume 1 actually. I'm in Love with a Villainess, Volume 1 through 4, I've read up to Volume 1 as well only. Flying Witch, Volume 1 through 10, I've read up to Volume 9. Rainbow in Black, Volume 1, 2, and 3, the entire collection, I've read all 3 of them. A Sign of Affection, Volume 1 through 5, I've read up to Volume 3. Aho Girl, A Clueless Girl, Volume 1 through 12, the entire collection, I've read up to Volume 4. 3 Yakuza pour un Otaku, Volume 1 through 7, I've read Volume 1 and 2. Rent a Girlfriend, Volume 1 through 16, I've read up to Volume 7. Rent a Really Shy Girlfriend, Volume 1, 2, and 3, I've read Volume 1 and 2, but I did start reading, well, I read like the first chapter of Volume 3. Syrup, A Yuri Anthology, Volume 1 through 4, I've read up to Volume 2. Exactly the same for Starcross, Volume 1 through 4, I've read up to Volume 2. Yuri Is My Job, Volume 1 through 10, I've read up to Volume 7. Sayonara Football, Volume 1 and 2, I've only read Volume 1. Nishiju My Ordinary Life, Volume 1 through 10, I was gonna say the entire collection, but that's no longer the case as far as I know. I read up to Volume 9. The Dangers in My Heart, Volume 1 through 5, I've read up to Volume 4. By the Grace of the Gods, Volume 1 through 6, I've read up to Volume 2. Wandering Witch, The Journey of Alina, Volume 1, 2, and 3, I've only read Volume 1. Cats and Sugar Bowls, there's only 1 volume, I've read it. Bloom Into You, Volume 1 through 8, the entire collection, I've read all 8 of them. Frack Time, Volume 1 and 2, I've read both of them. I Want to Hit Your Pancreas, Volume 1 and 2, same, I've read both of them. Kaze-san, the original Kaze-san series, Volume 1 through 5, the entire collection, I've read all 5 of them. Kaze-san and Yamada, Volume 1 and 2, I've read only Volume 1. The Conditions of Paradise, the title-less one, Our First Time and Azure Dreams, I've read all 3 of them. If I Could Reach You, Volume 1 through 7, the entire collection, I've officially only read up to Volume 5, but I did read 6 and 7 unofficially. The Great Jahi Will Not Be Defeated, Volume 1 through 4, I have read only Volume 1. My Senpai is Annoying, Volume 1 through 9, I've read up to Volume 8. Citrus, Volume 1 through 10. The entire collection, I've read all 10 of them. Citrus Plus, Volume 1 through 4. I've read all 4 of them. Azumanga Daioh, the entire collection, Volume 1 through 4. I haven't touched it yet. Farewell to My Altar, there's only 1 volume, and I haven't touched it yet, although I believe some of the story is included in it. I probably have read some of them through the other anthologies that I have. Futari Escape, Volume 1, I've read it. Catch These Hands, Volume 1, 2, and 3, I've read Volume 1 and 2. Laid Back Camp, Volume 1 through 12, I've read all 12 of them. The Executioner and the Way of Life, Volume 1, I haven't read it yet. The Girl in the Arcade, Volume 1 and 2, I haven't touched it yet. Asumi-chan is interested in lesbian brothels, Volume 1, I've read it. New Game, Volume 1 through 13, the entire collection, I've read it. All 13 of them, I mean. Secret and the Princess and Yuri Life, No Love, No Life, both only have 1 volume, I've read both. The Demon Girl Next Door, Volume 1 through 6, I've read up to Volume 3. Monologue Woven for You, Volume 1, 2, and 3, the entire collection, I've only read Volume 1. When Will Ayumu Make His Move, Volume 1 through 6, and I'll be honest with you, I forgot if the last volume I read is 5 or 6. But I do have Volume 1 through 9, as you can see. I said 1 through 6, but it's 1 through 9. Shikimoto is Not Just a Cutie, Volume 1 through 11, I've read up to Volume 6. Girlfriends, Volume 1 through 5, through these 2 omnibus books. I've read all 5 of them. Marmalade Boy, I don't know how to spell first name, sorry about that. Volume 1 and 2, this is a double-sized book, I've read both. Well, I've read it. Look Back, there's only 1 volume, I've read it. Keihon, the complete omnibus edition, basically all 4 volumes, I haven't touched it yet. Touring After the Apocalypse, Volume 1, I've read it. The Maid I Hired recently is Mysterious, Volume 1 through 4, I've read up to Volume 3. Breasts Are My Favorite Thing in the World, Volume 1 through 6, I've read up to Volume 3. A Tropical Fish Yearns for Snow, Volume 1 through 9, I've read all 9 of them. My Clueless First Friend, Volume 1 through 7, I've read all 7 of them. Non Buri, Volume 1 through 16, the entire collection, I've read all 16 of them. Sen to Man, Volume 1, I'm actually reading it. I'm still quite early though, because I started to read it when there was only like 30 minutes left on my shift this morning. I read it during free time. Skip and Loafer, Volume 1 through 6, I've read up to Volume 4. My Lovey-Dovey Wife is a Stone Cold Killer, Volume 1, 2, and 3, I've read all 3 of them. Otaku Hell, Volume 1 through 4, I've read up to Volume 2. Soul Life in Another World, I Wish, Volume 1 through 4, I haven't started the series yet. A Galaxy Next Door, Volume 1 through 4, I've read up to Volume 2. After Hours, Volume 1, 2, and 3, I've only read Volume 1, this is the entire collection. Alter Ego, there's only 1 volume, I haven't touched it yet. Teasing Master Takagi-san, Volume 1 through 16, I've read up to Volume 15. Mitsubochi Colors, Volume 1, I've read it. The 100 Girlfriend Who Really, 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 Really Loves You, Volume 1 through 4, I've read up to Volume 1. Next is Failed Princesses, Volume 1 through 6, the entire collection, I've read all 6 of them. Kuma 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 Bear, Volume 1 through 6, I've only read up to Volume 2. Igehiro, After Being Rejected, I Shaved and Took in a High School Runaway, Volume 1 through 6, I've read up to Volume 2. Imakoi, Now I'm in Love, Volume 1 through 4, I've read up to Volume 3. How Do We Relationship, Volume 1 through 8, I've read up to Volume 3. My Cute Little Kitten, Volume 1, I haven't touched it yet. Namikawa-san Won't Take a Licking, Volume 1 and 2, I've only read Volume 1. Our Teachers Are Dating, Volume 1 through 4, the entire collection, I've read all 4 of them. Tamamo-chan is a Fox, Volume 1 through 6, the entire collection, I've only read Volume 1 and 2. Still Sick, Volume 1, 2, and 3, the entire collection, I've only read Volume 1. To Save the World, Can You Wake Up the Morning After with the Demi-Human, Volume 1 through 5, I've only read up to Volume 2. Divine Raymond, Magical Girl, Howling Moon, Volume 1 through and 3, the entire collection, I've read all 3 of them. After School Bitchcraft, the entire collection, 1, 2, and 3, I've only read Volume 1. If the RPG World Had Social Media, Volume 1 and 2, I haven't touched the series yet. If Witch Then Witch, Volume 1 and 2, Volume 1, 2, and 3, sorry, and the entire collection, I've read all 3 of them. Last Round Arthurs, Volume 1 and 2, the entire collection, I've read both. Yokohama Kaidashi Kiku, Volume 1 through 8. I haven't touched the series in French yet, but I did read up to 4 unofficially online. Idle Dreams, Volume 1 through 7, I've only read Volume 1. The Saint Magic Powers Omnipotent, Volume 1 through 6, I've only read up to Volume 2. Or maybe 3, I'm not sure. Call of the Night, Volume 1 through 10, I've read up to Volume 4. Now Loading, only 1 volume, I've read it. Who Says Warrior Can Be Babes, Volume 1, 2, and 3, I've read only Volume 1. NTR Netsuzu Trap, Volume 1 through 6, the entire collection, I've read up to Volume 4. Goodbye My Rose Garden, Volume 1, 2, and 3, I have read all 3 of them. Drugstore None of the World, The Slow Life of a Cheat Pharmacist, Volume 1 through 6, I've read up to Volume 2. Anna in Hina After School, Volume 1 and 2, I've read both. Miyaruko-chan, Volume 1 through 6, I've read up to Volume 4. The White Cat's Revenge As Plotted from the Dragon King's Lab, Volume 1, 2, and 3, I've read all 3 of them. Oreimo, Volume 1 through 4, the entire collection, I've read all 4. I've read up to Volume 2. But I did read all 3 volumes that I have of Ero Manga Sensei. Next is Days of Love at Seagull Villa, Volume 1, 2, and 3, the entire collection, I've read all 3 of them. School Zone Girls, Volume 1, 2, 4, I've read up to Volume 3. Days on Fest, Volume 1 through 5, the entire collection, I've read up to Volume 3. The Golden Sheep, Volume 1, 2, and 3, the entire collection, I've read Volume 1, and it's exactly the same for A Witch's Love at the End of the World. The Eclair series, I've only read the first one, The Colorless. Restaurant to Another World, Volume 1 through 4, the entire collection, I've read Volume 1 and 2. Konohana Kitan, Volume 1 through 11, I've read up to Volume 6. Futaribeya, Volume 1 through 9, I've read all 9 of them. Happy Sugar Life, Volume 1 through 10, the entire collection, I've read, technically the entire collection, but I did read up to Volume 9. Imperfect Girl, Volume 1, 2, and 3, the entire collection, I've read all 3 of them. It's the same for Our Wonderful Days, Volume 1, 2, and 3, entire collection, read all 3 of them. Even Though We're Adults, Volume 1 through 5, I've read up to Volume 2. Roll Over and Die, I Will Fight for an Ordinary Life with My Love and Cursed Sword, Volume 1 and 2, I've only read Volume 1. Trapped in a Dating Sim, The World of Autonomy Games is Tough for Mobs, Volume 1 through 6, I've read only Volume 1. Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro, Volume 1 through 13, I've read up to Volume 8. Little Witch Academia, Volume 1, 2, and 3, I've read all 3 of them, this is the entire collection. Sex Ed 120%, Volume 1, 2, and 3, I've only read Volume 1. Strawberry Field once again, Volume 1, 2, and 3, the entire collection, I've read all 3 of them. The Alchemist Who Survived Now Dreams of a Quiet City Life, Volume 1 and 2, the entire collection, I've read both of... I only read Volume 1, Gudere Sora Nagiara, Volume 1 through 4, the entire collection, and I've read only up to Volume 2. And yep, that's it. Almost 1,200. That's a lot. And yeah, this is starting to get hard to name them all in under half an hour. So there's a good chance that my next video I'm gonna try to be a bit more relaxed and maybe it's gonna be longer, so sorry in advance if I do that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed and I'll see you next time.